Hello, everybody, and welcome to Super Jeff's World. What are you doing? My name is Anthony Alicio, and today I am joined with my good friend, the Stupendous Wave.
Greetings.
Salutations. How are you today, bud?
Been better.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. I've had a rough week, too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All your
how
fault.
much talking you had to do during these things.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking. So I'll just fill in the audience with all the terrible things you've done to me lately. My friend here, as you remember from the last podcast, if you are a true fan, got bronchitis. And he was then so generous where he would go and give me his bronchitis. And then along with that bronchitis, I got an ear infection. And then I lost my hearing in one of my ears, all thanks to my very good friend, the Stupendous Wave. And then I got medication for this, and I had an allergic reaction to my medication. And I broke out in hives all over my body. So this is all due to the Star Wars fanatic, the Marvel encyclopedia over here, the nerd of the century, and also somebody I'm very grateful to have in my life, and I want you to know that I totally forgive you because you're a good person. You should cry now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
I wanted
today?
to bring up something to you that I recently discovered.
What did
a
you
little
discover?
a little place on the internet that brought me more joy than I could possibly express. So there's this website called Reddit. My brother's a huge fan of Reddit. I do not go on Reddit.
I've heard of Reddit.
I do not go on Reddit.
Reddit's a good place to get news for Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Because everybody's just
Pop. I
Everybody's
find
like
Instagram is too. Everybody's really they love to post pictures of the new leaks on Instagram. My brother showed me this thing that I couldn't believe existed, and it made me so happy. There's a subreddit called Fat Squirrel Hate. And it's just a place on the internet where people could go and post pictures of overweight squirrels and just talk shit about them. It's weird because you'll just see a picture of a fat squirrel and the caption on it will just be look at this fat fuck. Look at this fucking piece of shit, fat fuck. And then it's a picture of a squirrel eating an egg roll in a tree. And you're just how to get that fucking egg roll, that fatty?
I don't need pictures of squirrels. I have cats.
I know, but what I'm saying is the internet is just a wonderful place where anybody with any passion can just get their voice out there. I saw a picture of a squirrel eating an entire slice of pizza. It was just wonderful. And they're all so fat. You would not believe how fat a squirrel could be. It's insane. There are squirrels fatter than your cats. Well, one of your cats specifically.
Shady is so fat.
There's also a place on Reddit for fat cat love, not hate, and it's called Chonkers. And
I love that Twitter account.
Oh, you follow a Twitter account called Chonkers?
My cat right now, the fat cat, just walked up to the skinny cat and just smacked her on the head.
But you were saying hi, huh, Shady?
Yeah, anything you could ever think of on the internet that people could have a passion for, it's there. You just got to go find it, which makes me, it makes me feel warm inside.
True.
Knowing that you're not alone. I'm not the only one that hates fucking fat squirrels. I despise them. Those fat fucks. Get a job. Why are you making that face, asshole? Talk. This is an interactive thing, bro.
So, let's talk about some news.
We got news?
We got news.
We got a lot of news, actually.
That we break our podcast into some categories. We hit up the Star Wars news first.
Yeah.
We hit up the Marvel news next. You can make little videos on it.
True.
And then we hit up general movie news.
Yeah,
and
then
Oscar-y
stuff?
Oscar-y stuff.
Some Oscar-y
and then we
stuff.
get into our own lives.
All right. That's a good strategy.
Report number 1.
What do you got?
No episode 9 footage at Super Bowl.
Oh, no. Is that a just new thing? Because I know we were talking about that
This was
earlier.
6 hours ago. Thank you to Reddit. According to Deadline, there will be no Star Wars Episode 9 footage during the Super Bowl. I heard a bunch of news from a bunch of sources that we would be, and I was tempted to put out a video that was sources confirm Episode 9 to return Super Bowl. Be there. But I ultimately decided against it, and thank goodness, because no footage at the Super Bowl, according to Deadline.
It's way too far out. I mean, The Force Awakens, they put out a trailer a year out, but like it's unrealistic to do that with other movies. Force Awakens was a completely different animal. This movie is also a bit of a different animal considering all what it has to live up to. Like it has to exceed expectations in a way that no other movie has. But we're just way too far out.
Yeah.
I bet they had a hard time getting that Solo footage out for the Super Bowl last year, and that
People
movie
were
came
like-
out 3 months later.
Yeah,
Like,
people were saying like, oh, they had Solo footage at the Super Bowl, and it's like that movie came out in May.
yeah, not fucking December.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's a big thing. We've never seen a Star Wars movie have footage at the Super Bowl before Solo did, but Solo was kind of like an anomaly.
Yeah, and it was the only Star Wars movie to come out in May.
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer rush, even at all. Like every movie is December, and that one for some reason they tried the May movie point because it always works for Avengers. But what we learned is it didn't work for Star Wars. But that was less, I think, the time it came out, and more of the bad word of mouth of the previous movie and that movie as well because of all the problems it had, obviously.
Yeah, all the problems it had on set. So, also, Star Wars Celebration is April 11th. Like, that's right around the corner.
Yep.
So, they're definitely saving footage for that. So, I don't get why they would want to release any footage when Star Wars Celebration... Like, they just unveiled the banner, like the art banner for Star Wars Celebration
Yep.
just a while ago. So...
Well, that time makes so much sense to release the trailer too, just because not only is it the big Star Wars expo, you could say, but it comes out right before Avengers, so you get to tie that trailer into the Avengers movie. It plays before, the 40 billion people see it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best place to market yourself.
Yeah, and it's not a big shock. We're getting our first trailer, first footage at Celebration. Will we get a title drop in that trailer like we did in Endgame? It's possible.
Yeah.
It's also possible to get one before. I would say it's about 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
In other news, Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, has wrapped filming for Star Wars Episode 9. And to that I say, I don't care. He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk shit about me for a second because you said Anthony, and I was like, is he going to call me fat or something? In other news, Anthony Alicio is fat.
No, Anthony Daniels wrapped filming. And for those of you that don't know, the actor who plays C-3PO is a giant dickhead.
Yeah, huge asshole.
Huge. He was like, I heard him in an interview with, he was talking about like The Last Jedi and talking about how horribly Mark Hamill has aged. And it's just like, what the hell,
Yeah.
man? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
why?
I think that's funny too because Mark Hamill, ever since he got called to be Luke Skywalker again, I think is looking better than he has in the past 20
Absolutely.
years.
And it's like him and the actor who play R2-D2 don't talk.
Yeah, Kenny Baker. Yeah, I've heard him talk a lot of shit about Kenny Baker. I've heard him say that he doesn't believe that Kenny Baker's heart is in his performance anymore, something like that. And it's like, well, he's playing a fucking faceless robot, like that just moves. Like, he doesn't even have any dialogue. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, he's a kind of a big prick. And also, like, if you ever see the way he dresses, he plays up the I'm in Star Wars thing so much. He's just one of those people that looks like he demands attention constantly. Like, he
Yeah.
needs you to know he was in Star Wars. But you got any other Star Wars news?
Give me 1 second.
You're good. Beep, boop, beep. Let that brain work.
Other than that, nothing pretty much.
No.
They're wrapping up filming for Episode 9. That's about all the news we got
Yeah.
currently.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah, I mean,
They're way ahead of the game.
yeah. I just hope this movie's good.
Yeah, well, it needs to be.
Count Dooku released in Battlefront 2 this week. That's something that happened.
Not
I'm looking at
the
all
most awesome news. That
Anthony
game looks
Daniels is just in nearly his entire filmography is Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure it's all
literally
video
has-
game voiceovers
He
and
literally
shit.
has no other career. I see the Lego movie here, where I assume he may have voiced C-3PO.
Yeah, in a brief cameo.
Yeah, and then I see the Lord of the Rings, the like animated one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Everything else is Star Wars.
Is
You know
it?
what?
It's all like credits, like Lego Star Wars Complete Saga C-3PO voice, right? It's all just shit like that.
I want to know how much an individual. Okay, $8 million is what his net worth is supposedly for playing C-3PO.
That doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget. I mean, it is one note, his career, but it is one note that's lasted a very long time.
Something that I do kind of like about Anthony Daniels, though, is every time he's been asked to return for a role, he has. So
There's respect for that.
Yeah.
You know? I can imagine somebody just being like, yeah, I don't want to do the voice of C-3PO anymore. That character is so fucking lame. But he does. Good for him. But also, he's a giant asshole. And if you see him on the street, you should spit on his shoes.
No! Not the shoes.
Tell him to go fuck himself.
Should we talk about shoes real quick? Let's talk about some shoes.
You got any shoe news?
I do have shoe news.
Shoe news related to your recent purchases?
No.
You can talk about your recent
My
purchases.
recent
I think they're
purchases?
fire.
Have you added anything to your recent collection?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Do you have your eye on anything?
Do I have my eye on like something I would like to get?
If someone held a freaking gun to your head right now and said, you need to buy one pair of shoes, what shoe are you buying?
Like, I know that Pharrell just dropped a new. I know they're just like another part of the Hue brand. It's not a human race, and it's not like a different thing. It's like bright red. I can actually show you a picture of it. I think it's pretty dope. It's very like sneakery though. That's the only way.
I saw a
describe it.
concept Pharrell shoe.
Yeah.
Here
it is.
I think it's a concept. I don't think it's real, but it was for Fiji water.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Oh, I really like those.
Yeah, these are cool, right?
Yeah.
And they got boosted and everything.
It was like for Fiji water.
I don't even think these are very expensive either. I think they're only like 150.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me fill you on some shoe news for me.
Fucking Christ, go.
I got a pair of shoes yesterday that came in.
Yeah, all right.
That was shady. I got a pair of shoes that came in yesterday in the mail. I got the Band Jordan 1s. Not an expensive shoe. It's not the original shoe. It's like a repackage of it. But you know what? That's a shoe with legacy. The Jordan 1 is my favorite Jordan. It's timeless. It's classic. I love it.
I think it's the most iconic sneaker.
Yes. I only paid $120 for the shoe. I'm very happy. It's a shoe that I can...
Good looking shoe for
Yeah, it
120.
is. Uh-huh. For the band look is really cool. Where you got the black and red with like the white and red sole.
Yeah.
Really cool. I'm wearing them right now. I Nike'd up today for the gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like a casual one, but every once in a while I'll buy like a not designer shoe that I'm just like really into. And if you're on a budget, balling on a budget, check out the Band Jordan 1s for real, or like the triple white Jordan 1s that my cat's pissed all over and destroyed.
Really, any Jordan 1.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could rock an outfit with whatever colorway you get, I mean, it's going to look good. It's
Jordan
a good
1's good. Don't get the purple ones. Don't get the green ones.
Yeah, well, like what I'm saying though is like every colorway, even if you don't like the color, it still looks like a Jordan 1. It's still a good shoe, you know.
I picked up another Jordan 1.
Uh-huh.
This may be one of, I would say, 3 or 4 grails in my collection.
Yeah.
And I picked up, this is definitely the most expensive shoe that I've ever purchased. Mm-hmm. And that is the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago's. Mm-hmm. I did pick those up for a great price because I was looking on eBay and I bid on them and I won, and it was a really good price. I would not pay even like what they're going for now is thousands.
Yeah.
I did not pay thousands. I'll just say that. Mm-hmm. But I'm really excited to get it.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for
that. Might be your most fire shoe.
The Jordan 1 Off-Whites.
Yeah. I have a feeling when you see it in person, you're just going to be like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, I don't got anything that can compete with that.
I can't wear it anywhere, really. I have the Sean Witherspoons. However, I have heard it said 2 different ways. I've watched sneaker reviews where they say Witherspoon and sneaker reviews where they say Witherspoon.
Let's just call it Shawnee W.
The Shawnee W shoe. Those are probably...
Those are currently your coolest shoes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if they're my favorite, though, because I love the Wave Runners.
Yeah, the Wave Runners are cool, too.
Yeah.
But as far as cool, cool isn't all just look. Cool is also accessibility. Don't forget.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite one. But the off-whites are going to be like one of my grails. And
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, a grail is like you have a bunch of dope shoes, but it's like these are like the top tier. These are like the shoes that like you don't wear every week.
Grail is short for Holy Grail.
Yep. And then I picked up one other shoe, which I'm really excited for, and that was the Fear of God. So I'm really excited for that. I had a weird experience with this shoe where I saw it for the first time and instantly was like super hooked on it.
I'm super proud of you for that, by the way, because that's a shoe that I've told you it's like divisive. Not everybody likes it. But like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I dig the whole aesthetic of it. And then like I told my brother that you got those shoes, and he was like, I don't really like the way those look. I feel like I can never wear them and like, make it work with whatever outfit I have. So it's definitely something that like you need to know how to wear it. And I think you'd actually be really good at it. Like I think you would be able to rock it pretty well. But it's one of those that I feel like it shows that you have some taste. And I appreciate that you actually did that. Because sometimes I worry about your taste. Sometimes you wear shit that I can't believe you wear.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like shorts, like really like tacky, shitty looking like blue basketball shorts. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Not like to the gym, by the way, guys. Like we go to the gym, practically every day together when he hasn't given me his fucking diseases.
Yeah.
But, like, just like out and about, sometimes he'll wear these shorts and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But
You're talking about one time.
okay, yeah, but it's not one time. It's more than one time. Anyway,
Now
what I'm saying is I really think you had a good taste in the shoe you picked. It was an unconventional shoe, not a super hyped shoe. It's really not that hyped. But it was one that I respected you for getting.
Thank
so,
you. Thank
congratulations, you've earned my respect. Don't get used to it.
Now moving on, I would like to also add a little bit of a segment as we're like, because we like to talk about shoes a lot. We're going to talk about shoes at least every podcast or every other podcast that I assume. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, we're both sneakerheads.
Yeah, the shoe fans and the sneakerheads get their fix.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about something right now.
What do you want to talk about?
For our viewers, prices of sneakers and fire sneakers on a budget that our viewers could potentially pick up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep, I already recommended the Jordan 1s, but now I'd like to talk about some other shoes that are really low right now in prices.
Yeah.
That maybe people don't really know about right now. And it's like, hey, these are really, really accessible currently.
Yeah.
So if you want a fire-ass shoe that's going to be more expensive later on, get it now.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about currently, if you're in the market for Yeezys, Yeezys are expensive shoes.
Yeah.
Really expensive. I think that I'm not sure if I've paid under $300 resale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure ever once. I may have on the creams, but I'm not sure. On eBay and a bunch of other sites, there are fire deals going on for the Sesame colorway.
Oh, yeah?
I looked today.
What are they going for?
One
Below retail.
180.
Jesus
Below
Christ.
retail.
Fucking killer.
Yes. So, if you are in the market for a Yeezy, the Sesames are really, really low right now. They are Yeezys. If you're like a high school kid and you've been working for a long time and you want to pick up a pair of Yeezys, but you don't want to have to double it to pick up the Zebras, if you want the Sesames, you can find them on eBay now in around the size 9, size 10, which is the most common.
Very common.
For like 180.
That's awesome. Also, if you're a kind of person that wears like pretty neutral clothing, like the Sesames will totally fit your style. Like if you just like dress simple, you don't wear like a lot of graffitied t-shirts or anything. You just wear like blue jeans or maybe even black jeans. But like, you just kind of keep it where your clothes aren't flashy so much, but they're stylish and like they fit well and stuff. Sesames are going to look fucking great on you. That's a good colorway for like looking cool, but also like looking slick. Like, you know what you're doing.
Low prices right now. Yeah. Low prices. One of my favorite shoes, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, are the triple white Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
And you can pick up a pair for triple white Jordan 1s for... Just let me pull it up here. I'm sorry, guys.
You're good. You're good.
I'm still looking.
I'm looking for something too right now. Actually, I want to see if I can find something cool
for $100.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get, and there's deals going on right now, but you could pick up an all-white Jordan 1, which is a fire shoe. White shoes go with anything for $100.
Everybody should have a pair of all white shoes.
Yes, for $100 there. I'd also like to say, do you know, have you ever heard of the Hyper Royal Red?
Hyper Royal Red?
It's a colorway that's red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Jordan 1s, red, white, and blue. You can pick those up for around $140, $150.
I was going to talk and I fucked up. I was going to say, show your patriotic side a little bit. I would like to throw one into the mix. I want to see if I can find a specific one. You could go onto End Clothing, the website. There are always amazing sales on End. Like you could buy there's a few Y3 sneakers on here, which Y3 is really cool. I actually just saw PewDiePie wearing some Y3 sneakers, and I was like, "Oh, PewDiePie knows what he's doing." You could get some of those for like around $180, and normally some of those go for like $400.
Yeah.
And then
I'm looking at some creams right now. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Bad news on the creams. They're going for about $300. So
yeah, that's
pick
about
up the sesames for half price, you guys.
Yeah,
they're still Yeezys.
You could also find like a bunch of different kinds of Ultra Boosts or like CS1s or even like Inikis, which are a different name now. They're called like I593s, all for like $100 or less, and those are all super fucking comfortable shoes with Boost, and they always look fire. Like, that's like if I could ever recommend a place to go like ball shoe shopping on a budget, it's End. You'll always find something on End. It's European sizes. The way that works is you go a half size down. I'm a 10.5. If I was buying a shoe on End, I'd get a size 10 because that's UK sizes. So yeah, that's a cool segment. We should like every week we do this, like find a specific shoe that's like selling like really like low and like recommend it. I dig that.
So what do you think of the shoes that we recommended? Which one should our viewers get?
If you could get a 350 for $180, fucking buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you go to high school or something, I'm sure people will take notice.
Yeah.
Even if you're at like a high school with like a dress code, like you show up with a 350 and people are going to be like, damn, you got some Yeezys?
Yeah.
And don't tell them that you only paid $180 for them.
Yeah.
Lie.
And don't forget, if you're in high school and you don't have a kid, money is fucking useless. Like, or not useless, but expendable. So you don't have to worry about it. Basically, what I'm saying is don't save up. don't like think about it too hard. Just fucking look good. That's the key to being happy, is looking as good as you can.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. So do what you can. And there's nothing wrong with attempting to do that. That's something I had to learn. I always thought I was doomed to be ugly, which there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like I'm going to sound bad, but I'm not. Basically what I'm saying is self-improvement is never as hard as you think. And if you feel like there are things that you could improve in yourself, things like a nice pair of shoes or just like a little bit of a wardrobe change, like they get noticed and they go a long way. So it's something that like I would definitely recommend, which is something I never thought I'd hear myself say.
If I could go back to high school me, I would say, wear jeans!
Yeah, I would say the same thing. All I did was wear fucking cargo shorts.
I wore just basketball shorts because I was really fat.
Yeah.
And then basketball, like, shirts.
Yeah. I wore like plaid fucking cargo shorts. Like fucking plaid. Like white, black, and brown plaid. Like no joke. It was fucking bad, bro. I would just find my style as anti-style. Like it was shit. Yeah. But
you're pretty savvy now. I can be savvy if I want to, but also like I have moments where I just don't care.
You could hobo it outside of your house like nobody I've ever seen before. Really? Which is impressive. It's really cool. I hobo it in my house. I couldn't go to my mailbox like that. I swear to God, I couldn't.
No, but I'm yoked. So
you are yoked. Like, you look at your arms and nobody's going to think, like, that guy's got a shitty outfit.
Yeah.
You're going to think, like, oh, that guy goes to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, sometimes I don't care.
Yeah. You've afforded that right to not care.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kudos, I believe is the
Thank you,
saying.
sir.
Sir.
Okay, so this person will probably never listen to this podcast. So let's talk about something that really pissed me off today.
Yes. We'll get to the Marvel news later, guys. We'll get to that in about an hour after this is over.
So I've talked a lot. Do you want to set up the story?
I can if you would like.
Go for it, bud. I'd
So-
appreciate it.
So right before we recorded this podcast, we got back from a lovely dinner with my friend of the Stupendous Waves. What? Friends. Got it. I see what we're doing here. And it was a nice time if you were anybody but the Stupendous Wave. And if you were the Stupendous Wave, you got trash talked all night, which I will admit I was a big part of. But we all know between the two of us that it's all out of love because all we do is talk shit. We say like evil shit to each other sometimes.
Not really.
Do you remember that thing you said about my grandma?
I don't want to talk
And
about
then that thing I said about
mind.
your grandpa right after you said that thing about my
That's
grandma?
kind of evil, yeah.
Yeah, but like I never once took offense to it, and I'm pretty sure you didn't either. I think we
No.
just both appreciated how far we're willing to go to say something mean to each other.
Anyway.
So, lovely dinner. The hostess of this dinner was she's a great chef. She cooks a lot of great meals. And my friend here, the Stupendous Wave, I almost called you by your real name, has a few problems that we all acknowledged at dinner.
I was talking the lifting story, Tom.
Oh, with the lifting story?
Yeah.
What was the lifting story? Oh.
Yeah. Scratch everything that he just said.
Yeah, basically everybody at dinner was mean to Stoops. Like, we just talked about how he's addicted to caffeine and sleeping pills. But
Sleeping pills?
ibuprofen PM.
There
whatever.
you go. You can't make me sound like a full-blown drug
You're
addict.
not a drug
because
addict. That's
someone
why
takes
it's
some
funny to mock you. You barely have any problem at all. Just barely. You drink energy drinks that don't even have calories. And then you take... You know how often I take Benadryl to fucking fall asleep? Like, not just when I have, like, something I gotta, like, take care of medically, like a fucking allergic reaction. But,
Does
like...
Benadryl knock you out more than, like, ibuprofen?
Oh, if you take enough, yeah. Every time I take Benadryl, I play a little game called How Far Are You Willing to Go?
How do you wake up on time?
You set an alarm, retard.
Well, I know.
Come on, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed the new host on the podcast. I wish him luck. Anyway, let's get to the point now that we've mocked him.
All right. I'll set the stage for you. So there's a man here. And there's this thing that seems to happen to Stoops a lot where he'll say something and somebody wants to take away that achievement and provide their achievement, even if we're skeptical of this achievement ever fucking happening. Because there are a few points in this story where you're kind of questioning if it was reality or not. So my friend here says, oh, today I hit 275. My friend being the Stupendous Wave, by the way. He just gave me some sort of look. He's waving right now. He said, I hit 275 4 times today, which is fucking impressive if you don't...
On the bench press.
On the bench press. If you don't know much about weightlifting, 275 is a lot of fucking weight. And this person was like, oh yeah, I used to hit like 320 in my day. Like, you know, not like saying like, oh, good job or anything like that. Just kind of like being the bigger man.
Yeah.
And first off, our little point that we were thinking is, if you're hitting 320, that means that you took 3 45-pound plates on each side of the bar, and then you included an additional 2.5 pound weight after those 3 45-pound weights, which nobody who has ever lifted weights has ever done. Nobody has ever lifted 320 pounds before. It's never happened. No bodybuilder that puts 3 plates on each side of the bar wants to be seen with that 2.5 pound weight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never happened. So the reason why that makes us skeptical is because if you hit 315, you remember that number.
I would.
You would never like look back
I
and
do.
forget.
Yeah.
When you go to the gym every day and you get to that point, because you have to go to the gym every day to hit 315.
Right.
Like, you know the math of the weights. You know exactly what the weights look like on the rack, and you could count it instantly. It's like, I mean, the stupendous wave messes up every now and then. We had a problem where he calculated wrong today, but it is something that you would remember. You would never get that number wrong. So because of that, we think he's full of shit.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It's all just got to be a competition.
yeah, it's always a competition.
Even with my own damn father, it's a competition.
Yeah.
You know what?
Can I say before you get into this that you have hit 315 twice? I want the audience to know that because I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that a whole bunch.
Yeah. It takes a lot to
You
lift
just took out like half my anger.
You didn't actually hit it. I spotted you.
It's back! It's just kind of like, well, I'll just go, piss off because, like, I guess I'm not strong anymore. And it happens all the time where it's like, oh, you think you could do that? Well, I did this. Mm-hmm. It's just like these older men, they always say this. And I'm just working my ass off, and they just want to sound all cool and stuff. And it's like, I get it. You want to sound cool. Like, yeah, sure. But why do you have to do that? Because clearly this is an individual who I would like to be kind of proud of me,
Yeah.
I'm looking for him to be like, oh, good job, that's really good. But instead he has to shit on it and be like, oh, well, I was stronger.
Yeah. You're just going to run into that.
Yeah.
It's like what the Vision said in Civil War. He was like, yo, if there's superheroes, there's bound to be a fucking supervillain, which I was trying to make a joke there. You didn't laugh. If you're big and you lift weights and you're clearly muscular, somebody wants to challenge that because there's like this alpha mentality, especially among men and especially above older men, because older men are more stubborn and they've been around longer and they feel like they're more entitled. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's what keeps the world running.
It's actually true.
Yeah. So like, that will incite challenge naturally.
Right.
I once heard Jordan Peterson say something where it's like, there is nothing more annoying to an older man than like a successful younger man.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like, there's just going to be this thing in your head that just feels like you haven't experienced life. You don't deserve the things that you have, which isn't true. It's just something that like is something that will aggravate older men. It's not justified, but that is the way it is.
It's life.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
People get aggravated at anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't take any fucking like tragic event to get somebody upset. You could just not get the thing in the grocery store you wanted. Somebody's gonna fucking cry about it today.
Yeah.
It's because people are sensitive. It's just the way
millennials,
it is.
we're weak.
Yeah, we
are
weak.
very weak.
Millennials are like just embarrassing sometimes. Like, if you ever want to feel bad about young people, just like go watch videos of people protesting like Republicans speaking in colleges, and you'll feel terrible about your like age demographic.
Really?
Yeah, because it's pathetic. Like the idea that there are people with different opinions than you and you're going to literally like go outside and fucking pout about it and make sure that they don't get their opportunity to talk. Like the biggest problem with people our age is entitlement.
Yes.
We feel like everything is something that we deserve, and that we don't have to work for it, and it's because everything was given to us. And you could see it like anywhere you look today. And it's bad. And what is important is you should be able to see that and recognize that it's a character flaw that you don't want to have, and you should work hard for the things that you want. It's really important. So, like, not to like shit on anybody between the ages of like 30 and fucking, 18.
Because we fit there.
Yeah, we fit there. Like, I don't know if we should tell our ages. I'm 24. You're younger than me. You're 21. Okay, I did it.
You just said that we shouldn't tell our ages.
I said I don't know if we should. I don't think there's anything wrong with our ages. The Stupendous Wave's 21 and he's a fucking Mormon.
Hey! Well played, sir.
Yeah, so, like, it's not something uncommon to us. We have those feelings all the time, I'm sure. You know what I mean? We feel entitled to respect. It's not all, like, monetary things that we feel entitled to.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that it's important to just go through life be grateful for the things that you have. Try to treat people as nicely as you can, unless you go to the gym with them. and just generally try to be a good person. If you do that in your life, you'll be successful. Guaranteed. Work hard, be a good person.
Yep.
You know?
So, shall we finish up with some Marvel news, my friend?
Yeah, sure.
How long have we been talking?
Not that long, 35 minutes.
I say we keep this one a little bit shorter.
Keep this one shorter? All right. Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture. Fucking never could have believed a Marvel movie would ever do that. But we know this one's a little different. So I was telling you before, I think it's really funny. I was checking all the Rotten Tomatoes scores of all the movies that got nominated for Best Picture. I was shocked that 2 of them had under a 70%. Bohemian Rhapsody is a 62 and Vice has a 65. And the highest rated movie on that list is Black Panther with a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I know that like you don't think like Rotten Tomatoes is like the best service.
No, because I like Glass a whole bunch.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it is either. I think there's like wildly
It's
inaccurate
flawed.
scores, but that's just because people are flawed. They will have flawed scores. Even Venom got way shittier scores than it deserved.
What does Venom have?
It had like a fucking 30.
Venom deserves a 60.
Yeah, maybe a 55.
Maybe 55. I can see that.
But like, yeah, like it got the highest like rated score. It got nominated for Best Picture, and part of me is conflicted on this because in my heart of hearts, I'm like, there were fucking 4 Marvel movies this year or last year, 2018, and I know that Black Panther wasn't the best one. I think Infinity War is so much beyond it, and I think that Into the Spider-Verse is also better than Black Panther. I think they're both better. And listen, I understand that I'm white and that there's probably something in this movie that I'm not seeing, but like I just think that there were better Marvel movies. But at the same time, I looked at every movie on that list, and I think Black Panther is my favorite one that I've seen out of all those.
Yeah.
Like, I like Black Panther more than...
I would like to see Green Book.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I hear it's good. But I heard that the moral of that movie is also, like, racism's bad, don't be racist. Kind of like Black... Oh, you know what? Black Klansman was actually really good.
Yeah,
I would say that movie's a lot better than Black Panther, actually. But, like... The Oscars are weird because this year it's gotten political to a point where there isn't even a host. We were talking about this before on the last podcast too, actually. But now that there's nominations,
did you hear? Yeah, we were talking about it, and I shouldn't say "did you hear" because I know we talked about it in the last one. But like, they're not going to have a host.
Yeah, they're not having a host. Kevin Hart was going to be the host, and he dropped out because of the whole thing being so over politicized.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think he probably would have been a good host.
With that said, they talked about assembling as many Avengers as possible there.
Yeah.
To like host it.
Which I mean, I wouldn't like be shocked if they got almost every fucking actor to be there, considering that they have a movie nominated for Best Picture. They must be shitting their pants over that. Because what happens if Black Panther wins? That's like
win.
It could very well win.
Bohemian Rhapsody will not win.
Yeah.
Because do we want to talk about that?
What, the Bryan Singer
thing?
Yeah. Did you hear that? There was actually another award ceremony called GLAAD. It's GLAAD.
And it was cut from it.
It was cut from it because there are like sexual predator allegations against Bryan Singer, which this isn't the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
I remember when X-Men Days of Future Past came out, hearing stories about Bryan Singer being like an alleged, pervert or something. And his is like bad in a different way too, in like a way where it's like it's not just sexual assault, but it's like pedophilia. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's alleged that he's like sexually assaulting minors, like way younger people. So
younger boys or both?
I'm not sure, but like that's worse in a way than like a Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby may have raped a lot. Actually, he raped a lot of people. Bill Cosby's a bad guy.
Let's just say they're both bad.
They're both bad.
Compare them.
I want to say that pedophilia is worse than regular rape, but they're both really bad. They're bad people.
Hell yeah.
Just okay. I think people should understand the point I'm trying to make. It's worse when it's a kid, but
So yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody will not be winning.
Yeah, definitely. Well, nobody's going to support that movie. Also, like I said, it's the worst reviewed movie out of all of the 8 of them.
Yeah, it wasn't going to win in the first place. I like that movie. Now, granted, did I know that Bryan Singer was an alleged rapist before
It's been years,
I saw
man.
it?
You should have had this.
I did not know, actually,
should have had this
before I
been
went in.
public knowledge.
Freddie
Public
Mercury.
knowledge. Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, interesting dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think the movie's pretty good.
I saw a really funny thing with Freddie Mercury recently where it was an interview like years right before he died, and he was talking about like, people always thought I was gonna split off and do a solo album, but 13 years later and the 4 old ladies are still rocking away. And I thought that was the funniest fucking thing.
Freddie Mercury's awesome.
Yeah, debatably greatest singer who's ever lived, honestly.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the fucking movie because I don't give a shit, and I'm not going to support a pervert, rapist. Bryan Singer, if you're listening to this, you're a bad guy. I do enjoy your X-Men movies with the exception of the last one, but no longer. Get out of Hollywood, you hack. Could you please?
I know. I feel you wanting me to bail you out.
I just want to hear you say
But
anything.
My instinct is just like, oh man, he's making this worse.
Stop.
What were we talking about? Marvel news.
Marvel.
Gosh, idiot.
Doctor Strange 2 confirmed. Nightmare villain confirmed.
Who cares? Let's talk
Nobody.
about the news. That the Mark 41 is supposedly going to be an Endgame. The
Who
Mark
gives a fuck? That is the least awesome armor there's ever been.
Mark 41?
Yeah. It's the Mark 42, but it doesn't have the outer exoskeleton part. It's the same exact fucking suit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is not.
It does the same fucking function.
It breaks into like 5 pieces instead of a bunch of pieces, and it's really fast.
Fucking high.
You're high.
You're fucking high.
Okay. I can name...
The 41 is a prototype for the 42, which is a prototype in itself.
Okay.
It's like a prototype to the prototype.
I get
It's
it.
like
I get
assistant
it.
to the regional manager. It's fucking terrible.
I get it. It's not the worst Iron Man suit.
What I'm saying is, who cares if it's in the movie? I'm surprised that I've not
I care
heard.
because it's showing us the Hall of Armor.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That being said, though,
Exactly. You didn't let me finish.
okay, what I'm saying though is I feel weird that like we know that this is a movie that takes place at some point in the final battle of the first Avengers, and I hear news about the Mark 41 and not the Mark 7. You know what I mean? I feel like it's weird. Continue your story.
No, you ruined it.
No, don't. No, stop. Finish your story.
I quit.
You can't quit.
Why?
Because you're fired. That's why.
I concede. Well,
Anyway.
in other news, we're getting some Endgame footage at the Super Bowl.
Yes. And most likely Captain Marvel footage.
And most likely Captain Marvel.
I cannot wait for that. Do you remember the Super
Can't
Bowl
wait to
footage?
see how Captain Marvel is, whether it's okay or good. It
Yeah.
won't be bad.
Do you remember the Super Bowl last year when we got that teaser for Infinity War and they showed like the fucking super foot thrusters on Tony's suit as he flies up to the spaceship to get Spider-Man, and then you see like the first glimpse of what like the Mark 50 does, like the bleeding edge style, like nanotechnology shit, like when it was forming on him. I remember I didn't even notice that the first time, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my god, they fucking showed that and I missed it. Like I was so hyped. That like TV spot like just made me so excited. More than most trailers.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean a lot of the Infinity War, I almost called it Endgame. The Infinity War trailers were just so hyped. Like I couldn't wait for that fucking movie. And it delivered, which is the best part.
Yes. And we will not be seeing anything like that in Endgame because they're only going to show us the first 20 minutes because we already bought tickets.
If they made trailers with only the first 20 minutes of Infinity War, I bet they would still have awesome fucking trailers.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because then you got the Hulk Thanos fight.
Yeah.
You got the Doctor Strange, Iron Man bickering.
Uh-huh. And then you got the ship lands in New York and Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man all fight the monsters together. Like, fucking, you see the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? That's probably within the first 20. Maybe that's
a little later, I would guess. But yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. But Captain Marvel will be exciting to see what they show too, because that's a big opportunity to like really let
Win
some
people
footage
over
loose.
because some people are like, it looks.
Show some Nick Fury stuff. Show some action in space.
Yeah,
like,
because there's not a lot of showing.
and
this action.
don't show us that same piece of footage. It's a 2-hour long movie, I assume 2.5 hour. There's probably a good half hour of fighting in it. Show a different clip than the one of her flying in space and just shooting random lasers out of her hands. You know, against the black
budget for that
background.
movie's really low, though, right?
Is it? How low is it? I could imagine it being low. I can't imagine it being below 130, though. You know?
Oh, you're gonna be surprised.
Oh, really?
I think so.
See, there are definitely Marvel movies that I understand having a lower budget.
You are not going to be surprised. It's 150.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. What was, like, say, the budget for the first Ant-Man? Could you find that?
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously, like, movies like the first Ant-Man or even the second Ant-Man. Like, I was like,
162.
what? Ant-Man has a higher budget than Captain Marvel?
That's Ant-Man and the Wasp, my friends. My bad.
Okay. There's a lot of special effects in that movie, actually. Like, a lot of crazy ones.
130 to 170.
What?
Yeah.
That's a weird number.
You're a weird number.
Fuck you.
130 million estimate.
Yeah. Okay, good. I cannot live in good conscience in a world where there is a Captain Marvel movie with a smaller budget than an Ant-Man movie. Now I'm just curious. Could you look up Doctor Strange, please?
What do you think?
My guess, 140.
160 is what I'm going to guess. 165.
Fuck. Good job.
Pow! That's up! Infinity War budget. Do you already know?
250.
Is it really?
That's my guess.
What?
What?
316 to 400
Jesus
million.
Christ. But you know what, though? There's actually a good reason why that could be. Two good reasons. One, Robert Downey Jr. got paid $100 million to be in that movie.
I don't think he did.
No, he got paid $100 million for Infinity War and $100 million for Endgame.
Did he
He
really?
made $200 million. A fifth of $1 billion to be in
you're
these
wrong.
two movies.
Did he really make...
Dude, he got paid $40 million to be in Spider-Man Homecoming.
No, it says 200 million for just Infinity War.
Shit, you're fucking kidding me. I can't believe that.
Hey, do some math for me real quick.
Yeah. Do you want to add up every dollar he's made from a fucking Iron Man appearance?
No.
That would be interesting. How much money has he made from playing Iron Man? I got my calculator out, bro. What do you need? 316.
Paul Rudd only got 300K for Ant-Man.
That doesn't shock me at all. I could imagine somebody negotiating with him where it's like, you know, oh, but, you know, Robert Downey Jr. made this much money to be in this movie. And then somebody going, yeah, well, you're Paul Rudd. Like,
Here's another interesting figure. Jeremy Renner took around $2 million for the first Avengers film.
yeah.
And $6 million for Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo, pretty consistent. $2 to $3 million for every appearance.
I think Scarlett Johansson makes a lot more, right? I think she makes upward to like $20 million for those movies. Because believe it or not, she's actually a pretty big box office draw.
Whoa, this is crazy.
What?
Tom Hiddleston only got $160,000 for the first Thor.
Yeah. I could get that, though. Because, I mean, that first Thor movie, I'm sure all those first movies they thought could flop like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be shocked if the first Thor flopped like crazy. That's the thing that people forget, is that these movies weren't a surefire hit from the beginning. They just lucked out like nobody can believe. But like, there's no reason to believe that a Thor movie should have ever worked, right? It doesn't make any sense. Today it does, but
here's an
10 years
interesting
ago,
thing.
no.
Apparently, Terrence Howard was paid more than Robert Downey Jr. for the first Iron Man movie. And not only more, but significantly more.
I'm going to follow that up with who the fuck is Terrence Howard?
The first roadie.
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, Terryology. Yeah, he made his own math.
Apparently.
I forgot who the fuck he was. Yeah, that... Don't forget the state of Robert Downey Jr.'s career before Iron Man.
Yeah, he only made $500,000 for Iron Man. Terrence Howard made $3.5 million.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
And boy, did he think his career was going to skyrocket.
And they got Don Cheadle for $1 million.
Yeah. There was actually, that was the reason why he quit, is because of a money problem, where they basically said to Terrence Howard, like, we're going to pay Robert this much now, and we're going to pay you this much now. Like, they gave him like a real lowball offer, and he was like, are you kidding me? Like, you're really, like, I made this much on the last one. And then he was like, fuck it, I'm not doing this. And then they're like, all right, we'll get Don Cheadle or somebody. Like, we'll get the oldest actor we can find.
Oh, this is interesting.
What do you got?
Supposedly, in Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow movie, she's projected to make around $25 million.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me. She makes more than most of the Avengers, which you would think is funny because she doesn't even have a movie.
Tom Holland actually got paid a surprising amount for his small role in Civil War.
Oh, yeah?
$250K.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
For a fucking 20-year-old kid
Yeah.
playing Spider-Man for fucking a total of 7 minutes.
Is it really 7 minutes?
It's probably. Like, if you just count on-screen footage. And also, like, in such a pinch, like... I mean, it makes sense. I'm sure he got paid a shitload more for Homecoming.
I'm reading this. It says RDJ got $10 million for Homecoming.
$10 million? I don't buy that.
That's what it says. For 8 minutes of screen time.
8 minutes. I feel like I think he made $60 million to be in Civil War. I remember hearing that he made 40 to be in Homecoming. And then...
This is saying 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible I'm wrong. But all I know is he makes way more goddamn money than anybody deserves to for that small of an appearance. Nobody should ever be in a movie for fucking 10 minutes and make $1 million for each minute.
Yeah.
But if anybody's going to do it, it's got to be Robert Downey Jr. Like, that's who I would pay. He's a huge box office draw, especially as the character of Iron Man. You know? Especially
Absolutely.
there being scenes with Iron Man in it, and it's not just Tony Stark. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's a huge importance, even though Robert Downey Jr. is not present in most of those scenes. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
CGI. But, anyway, I was saying, when it comes to the budget of Infinity War, another reason why that movie could be as expensive as it is, other than just paying Robert Downey Jr., is that it was the first movie entirely filmed with IMAX cameras, which has never been attempted before. Every movie always shoots like a few minutes on IMAX cameras for the shots that they think are going to be really important, something that's going to like look great on screen, and then the rest of it is shot like with your standard camera that you
Right.
film a movie with. And
I
then
got
the
some,
Russo brothers were just like, fuck it, we're doing the whole thing in IMAX.
Yep, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I got some more figures for Infinity War.
Yeah.
It says Chris Evans took home around $8 million.
Really? That
Yeah.
seems so low.
Yeah.
Like, for Robert Downey Jr. to be making like 40 times more.
Chris Hemsworth, supposedly got more. He supposedly got around $12 million.
It's weird to me.
Chadwick Boseman got $2 to $3 million.
It's so
That
weird.
sounds right.
It's so weird to me that Chris Hemsworth would make more than Chris Evans, and only because I feel like
I
not
can
only
tell you why. It's because Ragnarok came out before.
yeah, but also Civil War came out, which is a Captain America movie, and it way outperformed Ragnarok.
Yeah, but it was just a few months before, and it didn't have all those other draws in it. It was a Thor movie.
Yeah.
That's what this article is saying. Why he got paid more.
I get that. It's just I
think it's wrong too.
Yeah, it doesn't make
not
sense
as good
to
of
me.
an actor as Evans, but I think that Thor, after Ragnarok, was a more popular character than Captain America in this time period. Because
Yeah.
you got to keep in mind the popularity of these Marvel characters fluctuate all
Yeah.
the time.
That is a good point.
Who's talking about Groot?
How much did Chadwick Boseman make? Because
2 to 3 million
what?
for Infinity War. Yeah,
How much?
2 to 3 million.
Oh, that's fucking insanely low.
He only got 700 for Black Panther.
That's fucking insane. That movie made $2 billion. Wait, no, it made $1 billion.
That's why it jumped up. That's why it multiplied by 6 for Infinity War.
Yeah, but
When his
it
screen
should
time-
have been more.
When his screen time was like in the dirt.
If we're like measuring these actors' paychecks by popularity, and because of that, Thor, who was the least popular Avenger until that Thor movie came out,
Yeah.
like, let me tell you, Black Panther did better than Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
and it came out after.
I
You
see
should
what
be
you're
making-
saying too, but Chris Hemsworth has been in a ton of Marvel
Bro,
movies.
I'm not yelling at you.
I'm
bro.
yelling at you.
No, fuck you. Fuck you. What I'm saying is,
Do you want to know about Scarlett Johansson?
just
or
yes.
no?
How much did she make for Infinity War?
20 million.
That's what I've been saying. She makes more because she's more of a box office draw than people realize. But that's why she always gets like Ghost in the Shell and fucking Lucy.
5
and shit
million
like
for Cumberbunch.
that. Spit.
5 million for Benedict Cumberbatch.
Makes sense. Doctor Strange didn't perform like crazy.
5 to 6 million for Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
8 million for Loki. Moved up, dog.
Yeah. Loki made more money than fucking Chadwick Boseman. He made over twice the amount. And Chadwick
You
Boseman.
made twice the amount.
You said 8 million. You said that Chadwick Boseman made like 3.
5 to 6.
5 to 6. Oh, 5 to 6. Okay. Still a lot more movie, and
you get
Loki
3,
dies in
idiot?
5 minutes. Okay. Way more money than he deserves.
5 million for Chris
Chadwick
Pratt.
Boseman deserves so much more. Really? 5 for Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
I would figure he would have made a lot more than that. Wow. What else?
Bradley Cooper, who knows? This one says 3 million for Tom Holland, which was close to the other one too.
Yeah. It's not bad.
And this one says RDJ 50 million. So I've read places.
No.
You think more?
He got paid more than that for Civil War.
So you think it's closer to 200?
I think it's closer. It's whatever it is. It's definitely closer to the 200 mark than it is to the 50 mark.
So you think he made over $100 million?
I remember that it was $100 million for both movies, which honestly sounds like a thing that Robert Downey Jr. could get somebody to pay him. Because I can imagine Robert Downey Jr. being like, "Hey, it's the last two. I'm the big draw. I want $100 million for each," and then somebody being like, "All right, man, whatever. We're gonna kill you though."
Because they can't afford him anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the sad truth.
You know what the sadder truth is?
What?
And it's not sadder. The reality is they could absolutely afford him for as long as they want because it's the most successful film franchise in human history.
It says his net worth is $300 million,
Yeah.
which after taxes, which are like suck,
Which are like suck.
like that's pretty good.
You're like Donald Trump, bro. You have the best words.
Yeah, everything I'm reading, everything that I'm reading here says $300 million net worth
Yeah.
for RDJ.
RDJ. But like I think that these movies have grossed collectively somewhere around $17 billion. So they could absolutely afford to keep paying Robert Downey Jr. That being said, I think they're just like, okay, we're going to pass the torch a little bit, and we want people to realize that there are stakes in our movies, and we want to make some quality. So we killed half of everybody in the last one. You're going to come back, though. Everyone's coming back. But, Robert, you're done. We're going to fuck you up.
benching you.
We're benching you.
Marvel didn't bench Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. benched Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Like, it's probably a lot to be in these movies for as long as he has. To be in a part of a franchise this big for a decade, you know? I get that it's probably the most exciting thing in his career, but that doesn't mean it has to be forever or that it should be forever. And,
he's made so much money. He could spend $100,000 every week.
I'm sure he wants to work on projects that he hasn't had the opportunity to because of these movies. And then also, there's probably a part of you when you're in these franchises where you want to go out on top. You know what I mean? Imagine if the last fucking Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie was like that Wolverine movie. Like either of the other ones that weren't Logan. Or even like X-Men Apocalypse. If that was his last appearance.
Phoenix.
He's not going to be in that. But, like, he had to have a movie where it was fucking great so he could leave the franchise and know that he at least went out, like, on a high note. Because you can't just fucking... Like, you can't have your last movie be like Iron Man 5 and then you have a stroke or something and then you can't return to it, especially if Iron Man 5 sucks and it flops.
Yeah.
Like, that would just feel so lame. So... I'm sure he's thinking of that, and I'm sure he's like, you know what? I say we send me off on Endgame. I'm sure he's doing that thing Harrison Ford did during Empire, where he was like, I think it would be awesome if you killed me. And then George Lucas was like, what kind of kid wants to buy a dead Han Solo toy?
Yep.
You know.
So with that, should we wrap it up?
Let's bid these fellows adieu.
How long is it?
1 hour, 1 minute, and 22
we
seconds.
talked about Marvel for 20 plus minutes, 30 minutes, something like that.
Talked about a lot of stuff.
Pretty good.
Shoes,
Pretty good.
Star Wars,
You
Marvel.
can make a 20-minute video. You're going to make a 20-minute video on how much each actor gets paid, right?
No.
Because that's going to do well.
It's going to be insane.
That's going to do
That
well.
would be the craziest thing.
You're going to do a video on that, right?
I was thinking more about doing a video on us screaming about how much the Mark 41 sucks, but you'll find out, you audience members. Anyway,
When do I find out?
You'll find out when you see it uploaded, asshole.
I'm not being in the next one. Tell me.
All right, I'll fucking find somebody else.
Who else?
I'll call the Marvelous Wave. See how he does.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a joke, you stupid.
I'm the
bitch.
Marvelous Wave.
Okay. Anyway, guys, this is it for this one.
My brain just told me we were off air.
Yeah, we're not off air. I still got to say goodbye and tell people where to find us. So you can listen to this as you are on either iTunes or on YouTube. Also, shout out to the people that have been leaving comments on the YouTube channel. I do read them. You can tell because I respond a week later. And I genuinely...
You get a response.
I do genuinely appreciate the comments. Somebody left a comment about like a... Doctor Strange Mysterio theory. I thought it was a fun little thing. I don't think it's true, but I appreciate your theory, sir, whoever you are. I can't remember your name off my head. He actually leaves a lot of comments on videos, but just want you guys to know that I do pay attention to that stuff.
You have no
and I
comments
appreciate
on your last
you.
video, but you have 20 views.
Oh, yeah?
Which is pretty good.
That ain't bad.
No.
For such a divisive title. It ain't bad. But
guys, check out that video, too.
Yeah, that was a fun video. YouTube... In iTunes, there's links to iTunes on the YouTube thing if you're watching it here first. And then also you can follow me on Instagram at Anthony_Alicio and on Twitter at Jeff's Super. And if you're also watching this on iTunes, links to all that stuff in the description. Could you not roll your eyes, asshole? Anyway, we greatly appreciate you guys listening. And also, we're going to probably upload these every Monday. Fuck, I'm trying to get as much information out as I can, dickhead. We didn't get to record this before. We're recording this on Monday, but the plan in the future is to upload these on Mondays. So I will get this one to you as soon as possible. But Monday is when you should look out for these. And
Monday
then
upload day, and then he's going to try
and
little
videos like the last one. They'll be fun. You want to talk?
He's going to try to the best of his little mind ability. Man,
fuck you.
To edit some videos for you guys. So it's like little pieces of teaser, and then you can decide if you want to watch the whole podcast every week.
Little fun snippets. Anyway, we appreciate you listening. Thank you. You putting nostril med? What are you? Okay, goodbye, guys. Thank you so much. Stop. Jesus Christ.